Will be video number 2 of the odds and ends hit and miss. What I'm going to show you today is how to make the sides, and it's not too complicated, but I did have to redraw it due to the fact and back at the thing. So what I did is redrew it, and all the dimensions are from this end and the bottom up, so I can do it a lot faster. So I've already put the bluing on it, and I've got them squared and finished on the edges and exactly the length. So I can go ahead and start laying it out. So this is extruded stock, and because of that it has a tiny rounded edge on it, and I want that absolutely flat and square, and it wouldn't necessarily be exactly square, so I'm going to take just a slight cut off the bottom of this. I'm going to take about 10,000th off of this for the first run here. That should be plenty. So this is the bottom, and that's the back here. And so all my dimensions are from here. So I can just start drawing those lines. And the first one is at 7 1/4. And this not being a 7-inch height gauge, I have to put it on top of 2 blocks to get up to 7 1/4 inches. And that's going to be 5 1/4. That's just right. Okay. The next one down is the point, which is 7 1/8. So that's the angle there, an 1/8 inch. And then we've got 5 296. We've got 5 296. Next one is down 1/4, so that's 1 2 50, right there. That's the notch. And then this is 5 1/4. Come down here to 2 150. The center of the bearing is at 1 inch and 1/4, 250. And then the bearing itself is an inch wide, so I just go 500 thousandths each side of that. So I'm going to go to 175, 1,750 I should say. That should be 1 inch right there. And that should do it. No, we got one more dimension here. One that I didn't add up. Oh yes, I did. 493. Okay. 4093. Right there. So this is the hole. And the hole is 843 from the bottom. And then I'm not going to mark the hole for the gears yet. I'm going to wait till I get the gears in and then measure them. Let's see, 2,375. Okay, that's it. The only thing I have to mark now is these two ones here for an 1/8 inch. Now this is the back angle here, comes off of this one. So I'm going to go 125, mark it. I'm going to come down here. This basically is eyeball stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go down 125. Put a mark there. Now I'm going to do some of the layout with a ruler. This back angle is going to be 14 degrees. So I'm going to just set this at 14 degrees and see how my marks came out. I have to use an eye loop for this. Well, it's already on 14 degrees. So let's check that out. Put this right on. Put a mark on it. Pretty close, I would say. And the other one is a 45 degrees. It's off of here. And then we got to go down to here. So you're going to have to get a ruler and do that. 1 and 23/32. This one goes down to here.
Okay, so
There's the layout. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm going to go up and cut this out on the bandsaw. I forgot to mark the front here. It's 5.5 degrees. That done. Right there. I have to cut that off. And these degrees will be set better once I get in the mill, or I'll mill those edges. But I'm going to first saw it out on the bandsaw. So before I do these, I got to put them together and saw them out together. I'm going to put 2 prick punch marks here and drill 2 holes. This is for the this hole we're going to use, but this one over here is just going to be waste after I cut it out, so that one won't matter. I'm going to put 2 3/16 holes right through the both of them when they're lined up perfect. So when I saw it out, I get both of them together. Just going to spot drill those first, just in the top one. Get those even together. I'll put a clamp on them so that I can hold them in that place. Because I have to move this over. I think I ought to put it on this end, I think. Because I have to move it over to drill that one. Now I'm going to put a 3/16 inch pin in there, so I want a reamed hole. So I'm going to get a drill that's just under 3/16, 187. We go with 182, a number 14 drill. check that with the pin. Okay, this is an old bandsaw, a wood cutting blade in there, and that'll rip through aluminum pretty well, but you do have to put a little wax on it. It's pretty noisy. Roughed out. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is clean all this up with an end mill and get those angles perfect and get the ends right. And we're going to cut into this for the bearing block. So this is what I use on the milling machine when I have to do things on the flat and do things on the edge, and I can set this at an angle and do almost anything with it. I have to demonstrate it probably to show you, but I just put this up there like that, and I figure out what this angle is, and I go off of this angle and I can clamp it down and cut that back edge. So the first one I'm going to do is a 14-degree angle. So I'm pretty sure that that is still a 14 here, so I'm going to try that. So this block is squared all the way around here. I put it in, and it's marked front here. So if I put it in that way every time, the angle should come out just right. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit, keep it near the front. Somewhere near where it belongs, and put a couple of hold downs on it. So that being 14 degrees here, this should be exactly straight. I'm going to put one more clamp over here. I have to have this far enough out so that it doesn't hit the works in there when I make the cut. Number one, gotta go in a little deeper. Everything's good. This has to come way out here. .5 degrees rather. You're right, and I can't do it that way. You have to do it this way. So I'm just going to put a pencil mark on here, line it up with a pencil mark, and right there, like that. That should work. A couple of hold downs on it, and we got it. Now, just for safety, I'm going to put this one down here because it's got a lot of leverage and they're both together, so it could twist it this way. So if I put one down here, it can't do that. It's got leverage way down there. So now we can take the jig out, and I'm going to stand these up and finish them. There's a couple of more cuts we got to do on it. It's in the vise. We don't need the jig. Okay. So I've got to put this. Got to do this one first because I have to knock the pin out to do the other one. Now it's calling for a 1/16 inch tab sticking up on the top here. So I'm going to raise this up 0.62. Do is put the tapped holes in the bottom here. For that we need the base, which we have here. And this is 7.5 long, and this base is 8.5 long, so that means you've got a 1/2 inch here. Right? So that means that the holes are in 1.5 inches, supposedly. Yep. So if I put this in 1 inch here and put the first hole in, I'll be in the right position. Set this for 1 inch. Okay, there's 1 inch. Okay. 3/8 of an inch thick, so I'm going to go up 3/16, which is 187. Right there. And I'm going to make a mark. So what I've got is the first hole here, and it's the right distance back, and it's in the center. So I'm going to drill and tap that, screw it on here, then line everything else up and mark the other holes. How much money drill? 60%. Money drill. So I'm going to go in here 5/16. It's 3/12. Now I'm going to tap that one hole. So now I've got that one tapped. So now it's time. I'm going to separate these. And you notice I haven't done this cutout yet. I'm going to wait till I get that clamped on to the base, and then those will be in perfect alignment. So if you make any mistake, it'll make up for it. So I'm going to tap that pin out of there. Okay, and this one should push right out of there. And I got to remember this is the inside, so I'm going to put an X on them.
This is the insides. Pin has to come out of here. Okay.
Okay, there's that. Now I have this piece of wood that I cut exactly right. That's the bottom to fit in between, so they'll be exactly the right width apart. So I'm going to put that in there and put a clamp on it and line the front up with a square. Then I'm going to mark one hole on this side. So let's get that all squared away first. Okay, for all the dimensions, we went from the back, so I'm squaring the back and getting it the same distance from, so they're the same distance from the front and the back this way, and square. That's it right there. So now I'm going to put the clamps on it, and I'll have to recheck it and probably tap it into place. Just check that. So this has to be the same distance from there. I'm going to put a line on that. You need a scribe. It looks pretty good. Put the other clamp on it. Put it on the block. And then I got to get one more this way. Now I got to get this set up on something so I can drill it. I'm going to have to put this in the vise, I guess. So now what I'm going to do is I have this bolt here, so I'm going to drill and spot drill for this one. So all I have to do is mark that. So this is the clearance drill, and I'm just going to run through there and touch that spot. And I'm going to remove the base. Leave it right in the vise, because I got to drill that and tap it. And they have to be parallel and everything else. They have to be absolutely perfect. This is how you get them perfect. Okay, so now, 832. So we're going to do an 832 this time, it's a 29 drill. I'm going to go the same depth, 5/16 of an inch. Now that's on there square and straight, so I can go along and I can mark all the other holes, and then I can take this plate off and drill all the rest and tap them, and I'll be finished. We're not going to show all the drilling and tapping. In order to finish, I have to support this other side, and usually I just use a parallel in a block, thusly, and then I can drill right across there. As you can see, all those are in the right spot, right dead center. And now, one thing I'm going to do is match mark this so I know that's this side and this is this side, and I just put a number on it so it always goes back the same way. Now I got a right and left here, so I got to mark those. And if it's upside down, which is the right? So that goes like this. And if it's this way, this would be the right. So I'm going to mark that R there, and I'm going to mark an R over here. 2R. And this one here goes on there. And this is R right here. That'll save me a lot of time later. When you're taking it apart and putting it together a few times, you'll find out that if you can put it together wrong, you will every time. Okay. Now, one other thing I want to show in this video before we stop is this can all come out of here. This hole is for the pivot, and the pivot goes on this side. The pivot goes here, but it doesn't go on this side. Well, I got a hole there, so we got to get rid of that hole, and I'll show you how to do that real easy. This is a piece of 3/16 aluminum rod, so I'm going to cut a piece that's just a little too long and put it in there and hammer it, and it'll expand out. When I sand it out, you won't even be able to see it. So what that did is expanded in the hole. When I sand that off there, as you'll see, you won't even be able to find it. See where that hole is? You won't even find it. This is going to be the tapping of the last holes there. Now, make sure this is flat. This is good. I already sanded this. Nice. Gets all the burrs off. And the blocks will go in right. So this is R2. Here's 2. Get them good and tight. That's the way they're going to be when it's done. Okay, there it is. Put this in here. I put the wooden block in between. That's just about right, I think. Now, the reason I'm doing it this way is because if I had done it when I had those two pieces together, then separated them and bolt them on there, there's going to be a slight deviation. But when I do it in this device this way, there isn't any deviation. It makes up for any mistakes. So I'm going to cut down in there, and we're going to make an inch wide, and I think it's 3/8 of an inch deep.
I hope it's 3/8 of an inch deep.
I gotta measure it and see how wide it is. We got, measure this. It's 950, so we got 50 more thousandths to go. And it's 50 thousandths. So we're gonna go a little bit here. Make sure those are square, and then I'm gonna go with the other side and take off 50. Okay, that should be my depth. Okay, so there it is with the sides mounted on it. I got to do a little more sanding on it to clean it up, but I haven't done this side yet. But most of the bluing is off of it, and you can see what it looks like. And next week, we'll make the 2 bearing blocks for here, and the plate that goes on the bottom of the hopper right here. And that'll be basically finish the base. This is the end of part 2. Thank you very much for watching, and if you liked what you saw, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.